Need to tidy up a couple more little slip-ups here. I don't really know exactly how many of these are even going to be visible when we glue the head in, because this is mostly going to be covered by the face or by the armor, but this one was a little too thick. We're starting strong with the chilling today. Yeah, we'll get some StarCraft games going in a moment. Okay, so the bottom section of the face is going to be metallic paints. So we'll do that at a later time because I don't really want to do all of that today. But we made some pretty decent progress. Can't complain too much. Yeah, we need to do a lot of the little slip-ups over here too. Or fix a couple of the little slip-ups over here with all of the black armor. So obviously we have to do the eye lenses and stuff, right? But all of this stuff over here is going to be similar steps. So we'll get like the Aquila over here. Aquila? Is that what it's called? I don't know. Anyway, that on the chest over here is going to be similar. Same for some of the other small details, like the right shoulder plate. I will do these things slightly differently. The shoulder plate will be, or shoulder plate, knee plate rather. Let me just base coat all of it. And that'll give us a nice starting point for next painting session, which will probably be tomorrow. So I'm really liking the painting. Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. Appreciate you. The center skull over here is going to be metallic paint, so a little different. What's going on, Zilasa? Some of the finish here is a little different because of the varnish. The ultra matte really makes it very matte, almost mutes some of those colors a bit. Okay. Do we need to do any little slip-ups over here? No, this is looking okay. This arm over here, yeah, we have the cabling over here, not really that important. Okay, this is on track for my nicest looking mini, I think, guys. It's still a bit of work to do, but a little tour of the different parts before we switch to some StarCraft. So we have the armor. Oh, actually, this little section over here also needs to be base coated again. The little machinery over here on the back. This also has to be metallics. All right, so little tour. We have the main armor. This I did yesterday stream, and then also a little bit yesterday off stream. Then I did, ooh, don't go rolling around, please. Then I did the arm today. So we did the highlighting and the scratches and some of the little parts on one of the power fists, which is pretty cool. Actually, we have a tiny little spot over here that I also did miss. And the fingers, those are gonna be metallic fingers too. Pretty pleased with how this has turned out. Yeah, not bad. And then we have the other hand, the arm that I did today. All of the highlighting on that too. A couple of little scratches. And then we did most of the face, or all of the face. I think the face is pretty much done, other than the metallic parts. So again, the little snout area, like this little part over here, that is going to be metallics too. I think it'll look real cool when it's complete. Yeah. So this is his right arm. Kind of visualize it like that. So we need to do the other black parts too. And that includes the shoulder pads, the knee pad over here, and then the aquila all on the chest. I think that is gonna be something we'll do tomorrow. Maybe I'll do the purity seal over here too on the leg. That should be pretty straightforward. And then we have all of the metallics that we need to do. So the metallics such as the gun, the little skull over here, the cables that are going around each of the arms. And then we have these like stone looking patterns on the shoulder and then also on the knee pad over here. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but apparently they're like, I don't know what they're supposed to be, but they look like stones, and I think they're supposed to like be marks that this guy is one of the Giga Chads of the army. I don't know if you see the metallics on the faceplate too. And then also the little, whatever this is. The little sensor thingamajig over here. And we need to do the base. I was working on a little base, so I was crafting a custom base yesterday, guys. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. But I used some clay to try and put together like a nice little looking base. I also had some sand and a bunch of other stuff. I don't really know if this is gonna look that great. But I think with some dry brushing and stuff. So basically what I did is I molded some stuff and then I used I used a power tool, dude, very generous. Let me actually try and base coat this real quick. Should be pretty fast. But it's gonna take a moment to dry anyway. I would like to do a little bit of brown on this. And then also, I wanna paint the rock. Just one quick little base. Yeah, we're leveling up. We've done some custom basing. I also made like a little, I can show you guys. I used some clay that I baked in the oven. And I created like some basing bits that I can maybe use at some point in the future. So I have like a little tray of all kinds of weird looking rocks. I think these are kind of nice. Anyways. I have some Cygor Brown, and then I also want to use, like the Cygor Brown is going to be for the dirt. Let me move these out of the way. Cygor Brown is going to be for the dirt. And then also I want to use a little bit of like a gray. Probably like Bisilicanum gray, yeah. We'll use some contrast paints for this because they are kind of OP. Oh shit. You see what that looks like, chat? You know what that means, chat? My paints have been separated, apparently. Prepare your low hot. Oh no, it's not working. Oh, it needs to be plugged in. Plugging it into power is more, yeah, it's better, good idea. Sometimes I like to sit on the vibro. Okay, good. And then the other one? Okay, we should be good. You had this exact same, wait, you had this exact same sound coming out of your mom's bedroom this morning? Really? Does she paint Warhammer miniatures? That's amazing, dude. Good for you. So this is just a gray that I want to add over all of the rock. So we're just gonna... So I tried to apply like little bits of texture by using like a little carving tool. And I'm hoping that's gonna look nice. So I want to do some dry brushing on top of this, but this is very much so experimental. If I don't like it, I'm gonna do something else. But I think it'll look okay. I tried creating texture that will hopefully be caught by like a little dry brush. Using a pretty large brush for this, so it should be pretty quick. Contrast paints are kind of overpowered for this sort of thing. Okay. I want to work pretty quick here, because when it dries, it creates like a weird texture if I don't go over it in time. I want to try and be reasonably quick with this. Okay. I like the color right now. Yeah, we're gonna add some variety to it later too, but this is a pretty nice and easy way of adding like a good base coat onto the base. Basing is an entirely different, like people go very elaborate with some of the basing. It's pretty sick. Okay. We're gonna use a little bit of the Cygor brown as well for all of the dirt patches. So I glued some modeling sand onto the base, just using some of that white glue stuff, whatever it's called. The glue you used in elementary school. Same type. Elmer's glue? I think Elmer's is a brand, isn't it? I'm not sure. Anyway. Just a white glue. I diluted it with a little bit of water and then I glued the scent onto it. And then when the scent was dry, I did like another coat. So we got like a very strong base coat on it. It's like Velcro, the name stuck. Ah, I see, I see. Yeah, I don't think we used that in the Netherlands. I think we use different brands over here, but gotcha. PVA glue. I'm guessing that's the official name. Well, Lauren had some of this this basing material that she used for like a school project at some point in the past. And that's the sand I used for this. It's a little large, but I think it's okay. She just randomly pulled this out. I was like, what? We happen to have this all this time? I had no idea. Trying to smooth things out a little bit. It looks like little mini rocks. Yeah, yeah. Just using some different techniques. Stuff I'm not too familiar with, but worth learning. Seems like a good skill to have. Ever want to try and get good at painting miniatures? Ah, this is pretty good. I don't mind this too much. Do we want to take it one step further still, chat? I mean, painting this base is like a couple minutes work it is, right? Kind of sick. I think I'm gonna just use the blow dryer real quick in that case. And we'll do a tiny, tiny bit of dry brushing. The best material for basing is dirt from your garden. So I've never used dirt from my garden before, but I have heard that apparently one of the things you need to do if you take dirt from your backyard for miniature basing is make sure that you bake it in the oven at a low degree for a little while to kill any bacteria and, you know, living organisms that might otherwise be living onto your base. Unless you want your base to go full Nurgle, which is okay. Nothing wrong with Daddy Nurgle, but I would prefer no mold on my miniatures. The only problem is that I don't know where my dry brush is. Guys, where did I put my dry brushes? Oh no, Boss Lowko is an idiot. Boss Lowko put them both in a place where I figured I would look. I haven't used them in a few weeks. Yo, who invited this Boss Lowko to the party? What a guy. I knew this Boss Lowko wasn't to be trusted. All right, I have another dry brush that we can definitely use. It's just a bit weird that I can't find my good ones. I don't know. I'm sure they're somewhere. Classic pass Lowko, dude. Okay, I do have to bring out the blow dryer for a second, chat. Dude, we get the vibrator and the blow dryer in one stream? What a day. What a day. You're in heaven right now? Yeah. Almost heaven. Lowko's live stream. Ba 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 da da da. We got both out of the way, Barnacle. I'm just trying to see if I did a good job with my custom-made base. Is it based? That's what I want to see. So I want this to look like a natural rock. That's the idea anyways. Very little paint on the brush. Not bad. Definitely have to do a little bit of touching up in some places, but... could have created a bit more texture in the area below. I'm actually pretty happy with how the top section of it looks. Huh, does that look like rock? It's a very quick job. I'm gonna add some plants and stuff, hide some of the mistakes. I have never seen rocks in real life, that's why I'm asking you guys. Does this look like rocks? I live in a place that has no mountains. Pretty sure this is what rocks supposedly look like, but I don't really know for certain, you know? It does look like rock? Like rock music, or like... this looks like cake to you? I wasn't going for cake. Actually pretty happy with how this has turned out though. Huh. I didn't think it was gonna look particularly great when I brought it inside yesterday. Because I was looking at it and I was like, this looks questionable to say the least. Maybe we should add some little hints of green and stuff as well. Because I do want to add some plants and stuff. Can I have a little peek at the Heavy Archive? They do basing schemes as well, if I'm not mistaken. I know that there was like a very elaborate base somewhere, but I don't know if it's on here somewhere. No. We can have like little bits of green in different areas. Dude, that website is amazing, yes. So if you've never seen this website before, it's called the Heavy Archive. So for example, I am thinking about painting an Auric next. And I love the look of the new Iron Jaws. And basically this just highlights the exact order that the official box art recipes most likely use. Now it's not 100% accurate, I don't think. And you know, you still have to like guess as to what you need to do in some situations. But this is a hell of a website. It's really cool. It's also really in-depth for some of them. So this is a different kind of variation of that same type of miniature, but then with red armor rather than yellow. Now, Crew Boys. It's cool, right? Yeah. God bless you for this holy knowledge. You mean Emperor bless? What do you got? Excuse me, what did you just say? Inquisitor! Inquisitor, that man right there. Smells like heresy. Yep, that's it, Gogarius. Okay, I'm gonna add little pockets. Dude, I know I've been saying for like the last half hour we're gonna switch to StarCraft. I'm sorry. Ma, just 5 more minutes! I want to add little hints of green in some spots. Okay. We can add a little bit of green as well to the rock in some places. Maybe in like the most recessed parts, we can add like a little bit of green. Just adding very diluted mixes. We'll try and feather this out a little bit. If you see the replay back of that one, Ariarto, please let me know. I will cast that series as soon as the replays are out. I messaged Pig about it, and he said he was going to make them public, but I don't know yet when. This is looking kind of nice, guys. Hell yeah. I just watch my cast of it instead, deck now. Better for you, dude. You know, I feel like that would be the right thing to do. I'm just saying. I mean, we are long, by the way, before we're finished with this miniature. Like, it's not going to be done anytime soon yet, but now we're kind of working on some of the base. May as well add a couple of plants, too. Tiny little tufts of green. A little bit of shrubbery. Hell yeah. Some shrubs. Yo, I really wasn't sure if I had wasted an entire base. And if I had spent like 2 hours trying to craft this. Only to then be very disappointed by the results. But looks cool. Yeah. There's a couple of areas that I would change next time around, but I think we can cover those up for now with some shrubs. Trying to add the shrubs primarily in the spots that I don't think look too great. Do we want to add any grass to the top? Yeah, probably not. But the way that this works probably doesn't make sense to add grass to the top of the thing. Okay. And I will add just the tiniest little bit of, I don't know, should we use a different color? Maybe a little bit of a very dark green? Into some little splotches too. Yeah, if it's all rock, exactly. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. This is some Creed camo, which is a natural looking, at least, type of color. I think I'll leave this only on the dirt, including the plants. Oh, jeez. This one apparently wasn't stuck. One of my little shrubs took a little bit of a nosedive. Purposefully, by the way, doing this kind of quick and messy. Because ultimately, you know, this is supposed to be a natural looking base, right? And I find that when I go slow, I make things that are a lot less random. So we kind of want to be kind of fast. Even though that sounds a bit cursed, I feel like if I go quicker, I am less inclined to look at this pattern and like create patterns. The longer I look at something, the more of a pattern I try to make, which is not what we're looking for. That's kind of fun to just smack a bunch of paint on. I mean, I think we'll probably pose the miniature like this being the front. So, Flesh Terror Man is gonna stand onto the base somewhat like that. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Makes me wonder if I should go one spot brighter on the edge highlighting. Because it looks a little too muted Maybe we can do like an extra edge highlight onto the base for, you know, the brightest spots. Especially for the rocks. I feel like the rocks can be a little bit brighter. Maybe like an off-white or something. Let me see. What do I have? That's very bright, so I gotta be a bit careful that I don't accidentally make this too bright. I'll just add a very small amount of paint. Wipe the majority of it off. Yeah, that'll brighten it up, make it a little bit less yellow. Probably should have done this earlier, to be honest. Before I glued the plans on, because I just accidentally flung one of the I flung one of the things through the room. Tumbleweed, yeah. Okay. And honestly, to pretty much finish the base, we can just add like a little coat of... We can add a little coat of black all around the outside. I'm actually just gonna clean it up first. Pick up any of the dirt. I just want to do a black rim. I didn't expect we would do the rim job this early on into the painting process, chat, but apparently today is a lucky day. Stream for the ages. One that's never been done before. Yeah, we've done the vibrator, we've done the blow dryer, and we've done the rim. What a stream. I know what my viewers want. The blessed 14th of March, 2024. 5, 6, 24th. 24th of March, 2029. The blessed day. And a blessed day it is. Okay, well now I'm gonna let it dry. It's pretty cool. Nice. All right, the only thing left to do, guys, is clean the brushes. Let me go and clean my brushes. That looks awesome. Yeah. It's kind of nice that I use clay for this, and I let it harden. And then I use like a little, I don't know where it is. Can I show you? Here it is. Oh, well, without the drill bit. Anyways, I have a... I use like a drill bit on top of the... What do you call it, a Dremel? Is it called a Dremel in English? I think it's called a Dremel tool. Anyways, I got like one of those Dremel attachment thingamajigs to the top of the drill. And then I carefully did that outside. Clay went everywhere. But it looks pretty cool. I figured if I did it inside, it was gonna be a bad idea. I saw Infernal Brush do it in a YouTube video. Yeah, to rough it up, exactly. I mean, that looks pretty realistic. Yeah. Actually very pleased with that. You know what, Chad? Now that I've gone downstairs, I think we can go one step brighter on the top. Sometimes walking away. This is the same color again as I did just now, but just slightly heavier dry brush. Not bad. Want to make it look pretty weathered, right? So like all the recess bits should have a little tiny bit of green. It looks like cake. It's definitely cake. Well, food coloring. Pistachios tend to be green. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, put it away, Lowko, put it away. This is a classic case of just 5 more minutes, Mom. I'm actually gonna move the paper away too, because it's gonna get messy. Let me see. Pistachio ice cream is your favorite? Dang, dude. Is that the hipster flavor or is that the matcha one? I think that's matcha, isn't it? You could still be a hipster though. Giving my brushes a little bit of a bath. Quick little cleaning. The matcha tea thingamajig? I think that's the hipster equivalent, isn't it? No, I have a little, it's like an alcohol solution that I used just now, and then I use some brush soap as well. So this is like, it's just basically a bar of soap, but specifically meant for brush hair. And it does a good job cleaning the brushes. Especially trying to make sure that like any of the paint that goes past the like point where it attaches into the base, want to make sure that the paint goes out of that spot. I have an alcohol. Look, you have an alcohol solution. I have an alcohol problem. Hold up right now. Alcohol is always the solution? I don't know about that, dude. I feel like that's actually pretty bad advice. How do I dispose of the water afterwards? I throw it out. I mean, this is water with soap. I don't want to flex all too much because I know this is the nerd community, but sometimes I use water with soap to, you know, clean my body. Not very frequently, obviously, but I have done it before. Why? I don't know, dude. Only around Christmas time, though, so it's been a while. I've noticed over the years that slowly but surely I'm becoming one of the naked old men that's having full conversations at the gym. Bro, I swear to God, like when I first started going to the gym like a decade and a half ago, the old guys that were just entirely butt naked in the gym locker room having full-on conversations about, you know, anything and everything, those guys kind of creep me out. And I'm noticing that over the years, I'm heading more and more in that direction. This is not a good development, guys. You blink once and suddenly you find yourself, I don't know, talking about the weather. Butt naked in the gym locker room. I will become the creepy naked sauna guy. Yeah, dude. Oh well, it is what it is. Do you have people to talk to at the gym, Lowko? Yeah, sometimes I talk to people at the gym. Sometimes people talk to me at the gym too, dude. It's crazy. I've noticed old people in particular, when you're just like at the dressing room, they do not respect the headphone situation. They don't quite care about the fact that you are wearing headphones and they're like, oh, he's wearing headphones. I'm just gonna talk to him anyways. Ay. Savages. Yeah. It's okay. I guess we'll allow it. All right, well, my thumb is looking nice. I don't remember who was saying this today, but apparently it looks like I fingered a clown. Anyways, it's okay. Did I drill the base yesterday? I did, yeah. Gamers, the components of this mini are starting to come together. We have the main armor. We have the base. Hello. Thank you, camera. Shout out to the camera. We have the base. I painted the head yesterday. Pretty pleased across the board with how that thing turned out. And I have got the two arms. Now, we still have to do the metallic details. We still have to do the different metal parts. On the mini, we have these like stone details. There's the black armor too, all around the mini that I kind of have to... That's gonna be pretty quick, I think. That's not gonna be that much work. So I think that's where we'll start. So, oh, also the parchment here on the leg. Yeah, we'll start over here with the Aquila on the chest. Oh, also this little lens over here in the top left of the thing. We have some things, dude. We have a couple of things that we need to go ahead and do. But we'll start with the Aquila on the chest. Just to make the Emperor happy, you know? I need to make sure that we have a decent base coat in all of it. So let me just go ahead and tidy any of that up. There's also a little bit of overspill, actually. onto the red armor that I only just now noticed. Which is a little bit annoying, but we can get rid of that pretty easy. But I do have to grab some of that red. So that's a little bit of corn red. I'll try and add that into the mix. Just to tidy up any spots that we don't really want to have. Ah, it's nice to be alive again, guys. Am I going to get a Flesh Terror's army going? No, I'm just trying out this paint scheme. I don't really paint armies. Although I'm thinking about painting an orc army, but I'm not exactly sure yet. I really enjoy painting individual minis, and I don't paint for like any individual like game or something along those lines. I'm just painting for what I think would be fun. I really do like the look of the Oryx though, but have I quit the Tyrannid? I do still have to finish the Tyrannid. Yeah, you're right. I'll have to reestablish the highlight over here too, because this area is so small. Going to get pretty difficult. We can do that now. It's okay. I'm way above army grade paint jobs. Yeah, I'm trying to like just paint as best as I can on every mini that I paint. That's basically what I'm trying to do. I like the mini painting for the art. I don't really care so much about the tabletop at this point, but maybe at some point I'll get into that, I don't know. It's a lot of work though. If I want to do a full army up to this standard, it's going to be a bit tricky. Okay, so we're starting with the chunky edge. We'll get to the gray area later. Area is actually all very, very small. I'd love to see Lowko try Gundam. I have not really looked into that ever, honestly. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I think this chest Aquila should be a pretty straightforward job, to be honest. Just trying to add a couple different colors to the different aspects, but the dark green is kind of sick. I really like how the helm turned out overall. I wanted to do a similar highlight face on all of the black details here too, but I think for some it's going to be a little tricky. I also feel like if I were to use this as a tabletop piece though, I would be very upset if, like, you know, it falls on the ground or paint rubs off or whatever. Like, I understand you can put varnishes on it and protect it a little bit better, but still would suck to see something, you know, break. I would not be too happy. What's going on, Brusik? How are you doing, dude? You're currently working on Silver Templar's army. Silver Templars? I don't think I'm familiar with Silver Templars. You'll have a nice relaxing day, Brusik. That's awesome, dude. What's the Silver Templar color scheme? By the way, the skull on the Aquila is going to be brass. So we'll do a... We'll do a separate section for that. Just gonna do all of the black details now. At least the ones that I can reach, because some of them are going to be a bit tricky. You have a performance review tomorrow? Oof. Good luck with that, dude. Aren't you leaving, though? Or are you gonna stay at the same organization, just switching positions? You're a good worker? I never get performance reviews as a content creator, dude. Nobody cares. Nobody seems to care anyway. The silver ones are their leg belcher or any silver with yellow pauldrons framed by black and black chess pieces with yellow imperial. Okay, interesting. Huh. I mean, I can visualize it. I don't think I've seen them before, but... I don't, by the way, have any decals. So normally I guess this like knee pad over here would be a prime candidate for a decal. Now I do have decals, but you know, not for flesh terrors. And I'm not really feeling like freehanding it. Because that's gonna look garbage. No, I think I'm just gonna leave it plain. That's what I'm saying. Freehand it like a man. No, I don't really want to do it. I'm just gonna leave it clean and tidy. We'll definitely have to tidy some of this up. Because that is ugly, Lowko. Some of the finishes are going to look a little wonky, by the way, because I have already varnished the red armor, and I just varnished using the airbrush. So some of the black is going to look a little bit muted.